when I look at this, I'm looking at, just for this sake here, Mahomes and Herbert. And in that, I was still, even though I love what I see in Justin Herbert, but the dude is playing some great football, I'm still taking Patrick Mahomes. And I'm taking him in this sense when I talk about this now. I'm talking about the most physically gifted, talented quarterback we have in the National Football League right now. You removing him from his team. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes over everybody. If you tell me, pick one quarterback you're going to start a franchise with right now, we don't know what system he's running. We don't know what team he's going to be with. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. The best quarterback in the National Football League, most physically gifted right now, is Patrick Mahomes. Best, no doubt, over Justin Herbert. Even though now, that's not saying I love what I'm seeing with Justin Herbert. He's playing MVP-type quarterbacking right now for the Chargers. But you tell me one quarterback, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Me personally, it will always be Aaron Rodgers. I never brought into the hype that Patrick Mahomes did things that we've never seen Aaron Rodgers do. I believe Aaron Rodgers to be, as a talent, not as a resume, but as a talent, the most gifted quarterback we've ever seen in NFL history. Now, Patrick Mahomes obviously has come on board and has shown us stuff that puts him right there. And if you want to say even keel or whatever, based on what we saw the previous 2 seasons, so be it. But I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. That's number one. Number two, right now, I think it needs to be said, I don't even have Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback in the AFC. Now, that could change. It can change back to normalcy. But when you take into account the Super Bowl and when you take into account what we've seen these 5 games over the season, when you take into account some of the uncharacteristic turnovers, what we're doing is saying that what Patrick Mahomes did over the previous 2 years was so Herculean, so sensational, okay, that this is an aberration, and I'm good with that. But I'm saying that we're looking at this season right now in terms of who's having a better year. I got news for you. I'm of the mindset that right now Justin Herbert looks better.
Yeah.
Josh Allen looks better. Josh Allen and Justin Herbert both look better. Let me get to Justin Herbert.
Better year.
The brothers got 13 touchdowns on the season.
Right.
At least 5 of them have come in the fourth quarter when they were down and needed a touchdown. This brother isn't just an elite performer. He's also clutch. He can also run with.
Now.
I don't know.
I'm not talking team.
I said Justin.
I'm talking about quarterback.
No,
I want you to pull him out.
No, I said
pull
Justin. I said
why
Justin
you
Herbert.
taking Herbert over Mahomes.
I think
pull him off his
he
team.
can make all the requisite throws. He can run with the football as well, and he shows up in the clutch in terms of his passing ability. That's what I look for from a quarterback position, and I think he delivers that. Okay, he's about 6'6", 6'7". He can see over the offensive line and then over the line of scrimmage. This is the thing that bothers me. Every time I say a positive word about Justin Herbert, it breaks my heart because Brian Flores and Chris Gray in Miami passed on him to Tua Tagovailoa.
I got to let that go.
And
Everybody has to let that go.
I can't. You know why we can't let it go? Because nobody else is going to. If Justin Herbert continues to look this way and Tua don't come back and show us something, it's going to stain their resume forever, and I don't want that.
Yeah, but listen, and you're right about how Justin Herbert's playing right now. You're right about how the Chargers playing. But I'm talking about if you said you're going to start a franchise right now, are you taking Justin Herbert over Patrick Mahomes?
No, but the only hold on, Mike. That's not fair because the only reason I would say no is because Justin Herbert just started. And Patrick Mahomes got a 2-year head start.
Yeah, but just a 2-year head start.
But I'm just saying 2 years.
So
what I'm saying is,
it's not like he's running away.
Wait a minute. What if Justin Herbert takes these Chargers to the Super Bowl? What are we going to say? The point is I don't have the time. You're right. I don't have the length of a resume to defer to Justin Herbert over Patrick Mahomes. But when I look at his ability, I don't see anything that Justin Herbert can't do.
Right.
I don't see that.
But will he and can he when that time comes and we have seen Patrick Mahomes do it over and over again to the point where nobody has ever done it the way he has done it. He has the most pass and rush TDs over the first 50 games, which is 135. You know the next closest guy to him is Dan Marino with 118. If playing the quarterback position produces touchdowns, nobody has produced more and produced them better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, you did.
So I'm talking about...
You're giving facts, but you're not giving proper context. First of all, they weren't running the football that much. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce, okay? As far as I'm concerned, two future Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers.
Right.
We just learning about how gifted Mike Williams is. Keenan Allen has been that dude. By the way, no disrespect to Anthony Lynn. I wish him nothing but the best. But that's who was coaching you the previous years before Brandon Staley took over and unleashed and reminded everybody of a Sean McVay type coach.
Right.
Okay, this is what's happening with Justin Herbert this year. And last year with Anthony Lynn as coach, with them blowing one lead after another because the defense couldn't stop anybody. Justin Herbert had 31 touchdowns as a rookie.
Listen.
10 interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bad boy. A bad boy. But I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes, still the best quarterback. Justin Herbert is on his way.
Okay.
He's on his way.
Patrick
Mahomes jumped in young.
Look at the resume.
It's not like he has. It's not like he's 10 years older than Patrick. It's not like he's 10 years older than Justin
Kyler Murray's got the
He's
best
a young guy
QBR in the
too.
league.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.